Hello friends, welcome back. In this video lesson, we'll be learning 80 common English phrases you can use to improve your vocabulary and to sound more natural speaking in English. Together, we'll go through these 80 common English phrases so that you understand when to use them and to, most importantly, use them when speaking in English. Friends, to help us better follow, understand, and most importantly, use these 80 common English phrases, I've divided them into topics and situations you can use them when speaking in English. Together, we'll go through these 14 different topics, these different situations you may find yourself in when speaking in English so that you can improve your vocabulary and sound more natural speaking in English. Before we begin this video lesson, I would love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments below this video, how do you learn new vocabulary? Do you learn by reading, writing, listening? Tell me in the comments exactly how you learn new vocabulary. Okay, back on topic, and let's go through the 80 common English phrases you can use to improve your English and to improve your vocabulary. Okay, let's begin with the first situation, that being when you have to ask somebody how they are. Instead of always asking somebody, hey, how are you? There are other common phrases you can use. For example, you can use a phrase, what's up? Hey Mary, what's up? Hey Bob, what's up? This is also shortened in slang and some people can say sup. Hey Mary, sup. Hey Bob, sup. Another phrase you could use could be what's new? Hey Mary, what's new? Hey Bob, what's new? If you haven't seen somebody for a long time, you could use a phrase, what have you been up to lately? Again, what have you been up to lately? So I haven't seen Mary for a long time. I saw her after a year's time and I said, hey Mary, what have you been up to? Two common phrases also asked instead of how are you are, how's it going? How's it going? Notice connected speech. How's it going? How's it going? And how are things? How are things? For example, hey Mary, how's it going? Or hey Bob, how are things? One expression I love to commonly use is how's life? How's life? Use these expressions instead of always asking somebody, how are you? Choose which one you like and use it instead of always asking somebody, hey, how are you? But what about when you have to answer how you are? One common and very polite way of answering this question is, I'm fine, thanks, how about you? Again, I'm fine, thanks, how about you? You could also use the phrase, pretty good. I use this phrase quite often to say that life's pretty good, it's okay, I'm satisfied. Or if you feel the same, not much is happening, you could use a phrase, same as always. Same as always. Notice connected speech here, same as always. Same as always. If you're not feeling that good, that happy, you could use a phrase, not so great. How's life? Oh, it's not so great. It's not so great. Not great, great. Not so great. If you're not feeling that optimistic, you're feeling a little bit down, another phrase you could use could be better. Things could be better. Things could be better. Could, better, could be better. If you're quite satisfied, quite content with your life, you could answer this question using the phrase, can't complain. Can't complain. So if you're satisfied with your life, you have no complaints, use this common phrase, can't complain. What about when you want to thank somebody for something they've done? You don't want to always be using the word thank you. A phrase you could use instead of saying thank you could be, I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Or you could use the phrase, I'm really grateful. I'm really grateful for your help, Bob. Thanks so much. Another way you can thank somebody is to say, that's so kind of you. That's so kind of you. But if somebody really helped you out, took you out of a really awkward situation, you could use the phrase, I owe you one. I owe you one. This is a great way to express that you will repay their help in the future. Again, I owe you one. Choose the phrase that you love the most and use this more instead of saying thank you all the time. But what about when somebody thanks you? How do you reply? You could reply using the phrase, no worries. No worries. I use this quite often and I add in mate because I'm from Australia. No worries, mate. Or you could use a phrase, no problem. No problem. Or if it really wasn't that hard for you to help somebody, you could use a phrase, don't mention it. Don't mention it. Or if you really loved helping that person, you could use the two phrases, my pleasure or anytime. Again, my pleasure, anytime. If you've been chatting with somebody, there are ways for you to politely end the conversation. One phrase you could use to end the conversation could be, it was nice chatting with you. It was nice chatting with you. Or if you're in a rush and you really need to get out of that conversation quickly, a phrase that you could use could be, anyway, I should get going. Again, anyway, I should get going. Get going. Get going. Anyway, I should get going. If you're chatting to somebody and you need some information, you could use a phrase, do you have any idea? Again, do you have any idea? For example, I'm in town, I need to go to the bathroom and I have no idea where the closest bathroom is. I asked the shop owner, do you have any idea where I could find a public restroom? Or I could ask the shop owner, would you happen to know where the closest restroom is? Again, would you happen to know? Would you happen to know? Or I could use the phrase, I don't suppose you would know. Again, I don't suppose you would know. I don't suppose you would know where the closest public restroom is. But what if you are that shop owner and you simply don't know how to answer that question? Some phrases you could use to express the fact that you don't know could be, I have no idea, or I have no clue. I can't help you there. I can't help you there. A really informal way of expressing that you don't know is beats me. Beats me. If you're a public shop owner, please don't use this. It's very informal. This is used very commonly among friends and in informal situations. But if you're that shop owner and you don't know, but you would like to know, a phrase that you could be using could be, I've been wondering that too. Again, I've been wondering that too. I've been wondering that too. Use this phrase to express that you don't know, but you would like to know. Again, I've been wondering that too. But what if, for some unknown reason, I started a discussion with a shop owner and I asked the shop owner about their opinion on capital punishment. The shop owner really doesn't have an opinion on this topic. Some phrases you can use if you don't have an opinion on a certain topic could be, I've never given it much thought. I've never given it much thought. I've never given much thought to the topic of capital punishment. Or if you feel a little neutral on a topic, you don't have any strong positive or negative feelings, you could use the phrase, I don't have strong feelings either way. I don't have strong feelings either way. If the topic really isn't of much interest to you, you don't find it that interesting, it has no effect on you, you could use the phrase, it doesn't make any difference to me. It doesn't make any difference to me. If you have no opinion whatsoever on that topic, you could use the phrase, I have no opinion on that matter. I have no opinion on that matter. In the situation that you agree with somebody's opinion, you can use these common phrases. Two phrases I use and many English speakers use on a regular basis are exactly or absolutely. You could also use a phrase, that's so true, or that's for sure. That's for sure. But if you agree with somebody, you completely agree, you could use the phrase, I agree 100%. So there's no doubt that you disagree with them. I agree 100%. 100%. I agree 100% is a little informal. There is a more formal way of agreeing with somebody. You could use the phrase, I couldn't agree with you more, to express in a polite way that you agree 100%. Two informal ways many native English speakers and English speakers alike use could be I'll say, and tell me about it. Tell me about it. I love this informal expression. Tell me about it. In the situation that you agree but you don't really agree, So you agree maybe 30 to 40%, you could use the expression, I suppose so. I suppose so. I use this expression speaking, agreeing to people when I have to agree, or maybe I don't agree 100%, about 20 to 30%. Again, I suppose so. I suppose so. What about when you disagree with somebody? If you disagree with somebody, a nice way of expressing your disagreement could be, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that. Or another polite way to disagree could be, that's not how I see it. That's not how I see it. You could also use a phrase, not necessarily. Not necessarily. But what about responding to great news? Maybe somebody's graduated from school, maybe somebody's done something special in their life. You could say, that's amazing. That's amazing. How wonderful is a little bit more polite, whereas that's amazing is a little more informal. Another expression you could use is awesome. That's awesome. Awesome. But what about responding to bad news? So you've received some bad news, some phrases you could say, oh no, I'm sorry. Oh no, I'm sorry. You could also use the phrase, that's terrible. That's terrible. You could also use the phrase, poor you, to respond to bad situations that really aren't that serious. Again, poor you. A polite way to respond to bad news also could be, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But what if you want to invite somebody somewhere, for example, this Saturday night? You could use a phrase, are you free this Saturday night? Are you free this Monday night, Sunday night? Are you free? Or you could use a phrase, are you doing anything this Saturday night? Are you doing anything? An informal way of inviting somebody out or somewhere could be, do you wanna? Do you wanna go to the movies? Do you wanna go to the theatre? Do you wanna grab a coffee? Do you wanna? But a formal way of inviting somebody somewhere would be, would you like to go for dinner on Saturday night? Would you like to go to see a movie on Saturday night? Would you like to? Would you like to? Continuing on the topic of food, let's talk about food. Common phrases used for food could be, I'm starving. I'm starving. Notice here, it's not, I'm not starving, I'm starving. I'm starving. We use this common expression to express that you're really, really hungry. I'm starving. If you want to invite somebody with you to get something to eat, usually really quickly, you could use a phrase, let's grab a bite to eat. Let's grab a bite to eat. Or if you want to suggest to somebody to go somewhere out to eat, so to eat at a restaurant or at a fast food chain, you could say, how about eating out tonight? How about eating out tonight? But when you're out, you need to order something, and a common phrase used to order food could be, I'll have a burger and fries. I'll have chicken teriyaki. I'll have a Coke with that. I'll have. But what about when you're talking about price? About prices, maybe eating out, shopping, buying things, there are common expressions you can use. You could use the expression, it costs a fortune, to express that it's really, really expensive. Or the expression, it costs an arm and a leg. So it's not going to literally cost you an arm and a leg, but here in both situations, this is an informal way of expressing that it's really, really expensive. A really informal way of saying that something's really overpriced could be, that's a rip-off. That's a rip-off. So if somebody's charging too much, use the phrase, that's a rip-off. But a formal and polite way of saying that something is expensive is, that's a bit pricey. That's a bit pricey. That's a really lovely expression to be using in a formal situation. That's a bit pricey. But if you bought something, it was cheap, and it really provided a lot of value for the amount that you spent, you could use a phrase, that's a great deal. That's a great deal. Or you could use a phrase, it was a real bargain. It was a real bargain. A really informal way of saying that something was really inexpensive and really cheap could be, it was dirt cheap. It was dirt cheap. But what about talking about the weather? If it's a little cold outside, it's not freezing like you're shaking, but it's a little cool, you could use a phrase, it's a little chilly. It's a little chilly. But if it's really, really cold, a great phrase which I use quite often is, it's freezing. It's freezing. Now, if it's cold outside, it's freezing outside, and you want to tell somebody to put on a lot of clothes, you could use a phrase, make sure to bundle up. Make sure to bundle up. Make sure to bundle up means basically to put a lot of clothes so that you're not cold. What about if it's really, really hot outside? A common phrase you could use is, it's scorching hot outside. Scorching hot outside. Or a phrase that I love using all the time, it's absolutely boiling. It's absolutely boiling. Boiling like water, you know, when you boil water, it's like boiling. Basically, that's how it is outside. It's really, really hot, or it's absolutely boiling. Let's finish up with the 14th situation, and that is being tired. Other ways of saying I am tired or you're tired could be I'm exhausted. So if you have no energy, you could use the phrase I'm exhausted. Or you could use the phrase I'm dead tired. I'm dead tired. This is very similar to the phrase I'm exhausted. A really informal way of saying that you're tired could be I'm beat. I'm beat. I don't personally use this one. If you like it, use it. But it is very often used by many English speakers, I'm beat. If you're really tired, so you're walking around and you just want to go to sleep, you could use the phrase, I can barely keep my eyes open. I can barely keep my eyes open. Finally, if you want to say that you're going to bed, a common phrase used to describe that you're going to bed is, I'm going to hit the sack. I'm going to hit the sack. Here, the sack doesn't represent a sack, it actually represents a bed. So bed is a sack in this situation. Friends, there you have it. Wow, we've gone through 80 common English phrases you can use in various situations speaking in English. Remember friends, watch this video lesson a few times and try to personalize this new vocabulary, these new phrases to your everyday life. A great way for you to be doing this is by making sentences, personalizing them to your daily routines, and thinking of those words in situations, using them in situations that relate to you. Remember friends to join the discussion in the comments below this video and tell me, how do you learn vocabulary? Add in as much detail as you can and try to help others learning English in the comments below this video. Friends, if you like this video lesson, make sure to like it, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so that you get the latest lessons I post here on my YouTube channel, and be a good friend. Help your friends learning English by sharing this video lesson with them. Thanks for being here, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.